This charming fanfic was written by Dinosaurs and Stars on Tumblr. He's stunning. He furrows his brows as he reads over the test, stormy eyes deep in thought. His two-toned hair falls perfectly over his face, and the summer uniform's short sleeves give you an absolutely heavenly view of his toned arms. His pen at the corner of his perfect lips currently tugged into a delicate pout, tantalizingly close. I wish I was that pen, you sigh dreamily, and then your eyes go wide at your error. You clap a hand over your mouth, your face flushing the brightest shade of apple red. Everyone in the class turns to look at you, some trying to smother their giggling while others look concerned. You catch the perplexed stare of your crush and feel your heart sink at his expression. Embarrassed yourself in front of him again! Oh God, he probably thinks you're a total fool. A weirdo. You cover your face with your hands as your face burns with shame. And for the rest of the exam, all you can think about is those heterochromatic eyes. That piercing onyx and icy bright cerulean, how they looked at you with such revulsion. You totally flunked the test. After training, you moan to Momo about how utterly awful you must have done as she pats your back. And that's not even the worst of it! Did you see how Shouto looked at me? He must hate me now. You groan, covering your face with your hands. I'm sure he doesn't hate you, she assures you. Easy for you to say, you think to yourself bitterly and then scold yourself for such thoughts. You sigh, resting your head on your arms as you feel the unwelcome pinprick of tears. Oh, come on, you criticize yourself. Seriously? Crying over a stupid boy? You know you never had a shot with him anyways. But the talk you give yourself doesn't stop your emotions, and your tears start to fall despite your best efforts. You suddenly stand, the chair screeching with the force of your action. Sorry, Momo, I really need to go now, bye, you blurt. Determined to hide your illogical emotions from your friend, you bolt off to cry in peace. You run and you run, not heeding Momo calling your name behind you. You welcome the crisp air of the dorm rooftop. Sitting down on the edge of the roof, you sniffle, wiping the tears pooling in your eyes aggressively. It's okay. Everything is fine. You exhale shakily, breathing out your messy emotions with it, and you let the wind take it away. Yeah, it's okay. You look down, watching your legs dangle over empty space. You drink in the tranquility of the moment, the kiss of the summer breeze, a fleeting softness brushing against your skin, and the sunset. The sky turned the lightest shade of poppy orange as the fiery sun with its crown of molten gold gradually sinks behind the horizon. Just you, alone with the sky. A smile finds its way onto your face. Listener, please get away from that edge. A soft-spoken voice sounds from behind you. You recognize it instantaneously. That soft, syrup-sweet voice that's just the slightest bit flat. Shouto, you squeak. What are you doing up here? I came to see if you were alright. Now please get away from the edge. You catch the faintest hint of distress in his voice, and your heart does a little somersault. Is Shouto worried about you? Don't worry, Shouto. I'm not going to fall, you tell him, and then you pause, not sure if you should say the next part. Fuck it. You should come here. The view is really pretty. You pat the spot beside you. You didn't expect him to actually sit next to you, but then you hear his footsteps, and suddenly, he's right there. You feel your face heat at the minimal space between you. It takes all your will to keep your eyes trained on the view, and not on the enchanting boy at your side. You're right, Shouto breathes. The view is really pretty. You turn to look at him right then, and your breath gets caught in your throat. Ethereal. He looks ethereal in the orange light, the wind gently blowing his snow and cherry-colored locks, his porcelain skin painted with the delicate color of the sunset, so it looks like gold, the lightest Midas touch. The sinking sun highlighting the curve of his nose, and those ever so soft-looking lips. He turns his head, and those bewitching eyes meet yours. And suddenly, it feels like you're under a spell, caught up in the enchanting property of soft, shadowy charcoal and cloudless sky blue. Like a moth to a flame, you drift closer to Shouto. And if you're not dreaming, he's leaning in too. Closer and closer until there's just a hair between you both. He smells like ocean breeze and ash, salty and smoky. Your breath sits, caught in your chest as he leans in. "Can I kiss you?" he whispers, the question impossibly gentle. If you didn't see his lips move, you might have thought it was just a whistle of the wind. Yes. And then he presses his lips against yours. Your eyes flutter shut, and you melt into the kiss. Soft. Oh God, it's so soft. His lips against yours. Pillowy and so right. He pulled away, and you both gasped for breath. He uttered your name, and it sounded like pure music, like he had turned the stars into piano keys and composed the sounds to form your name. A blessing. And then promptly, his arms were around you, and his rose-petal soft lips were back on yours. It started soft, delicate, and honey-sweet, but it swiftly turned intense. It sent you spiraling, lost in a rushing whirlwind of hot and cold, and soft and hard, and Shouto, your hands anchoring themselves in his multicolored locks, clinging onto him like he was the only substantial thing in the dizzying ocean you were drowning in. You melt and melt into him until you were one being, interconnected by the magic of this moment. You could have stayed right there. A meteor could have rocketed down and crushed you, and you would have been fine. When you both finally pulled away, he laughs this gentle, breathless chuckle, and it sounds like utter joy and the rush of relief. You giggle too, punch drunk on the kiss and maybe the lack of air. So, if you couldn't tell, I like you, Shouto. You confess, a dusting of rosy pink on your cheeks. Shouto's face suddenly turned the brightest shade of crimson, and he covers his blazing cheeks with his hands. And that's not a metaphor. The left side of Shouto is literally on fire. It ended with Shouto shooting you a guilty smile as Recovery Girl lectured you about burning yourself. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. You're the one I wanna chase. You're the one I wanna hold. I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul.